Welcome to the lecture Frequency Domain Representation of Noise. Frequency domain representation of signal make analysis of communication system simple. As in communication system, input and output signals and filters are mainly described by their frequency response. Therefore, it is convenient to represent the noise in frequency domain in order to analyze the system in presence of noise. Now, in order to make an illusion of this concept, consider a particular sample of noise as shown in figure 1a. From this sample function, we have selected an interval of duration t as shown in figure 1b. The periodic noise signal Nt of t is generated by repeating the signal of duration t as shown in figure 1b. We know that the quadrature Fourier series in terms of sine cosine function can be written as x of t is equal to a0 plus summation an cos some theta term plus summation bn sin some theta term. Here x of t is equal to nt of t, the periodic noise signal which we discussed in figure 1b. Also, we assume that the noise signal has no DC component, therefore a0 is equal to 0. Referring figure 1b again, it's also clear that the fundamental time period of periodic noise signal is t, which in turn equals to 1 upon del f c. Here del f is the discrete frequency. So we can write the quadrature equation as with the pre-assumed condition nt of t is equal to summation an some cos theta term plus summation bn some sine theta term, marked it as equation number 1. Now we need to convert this into a polar form, polar Fourier series representation. So this is the standard equation of polar Fourier series representation. X of t is equal to d0 plus summation dn cos some theta term plus phi term. Here d0 is 0. Since a0 is 0, the magnitude dn is calculated as under root an square plus bn square, and the phase phi n is tan inverse bn upon en. So rewriting this with the above condition, we get nt of t in polar form as summation dn cos theta plus phi term. We marked it as equation number 2. Now, from Parseval's theorem, we know that the total power is addition of power of individual spectral component. So if we want to calculate the power of the nth component, power of the nth component Pn is equal to mod of Cn square, where Cn is the single-sided spectral component. Also, from the relationship between average power and power spectral density curve, we know that power is equal to integral SF dF. From discrete power spectral density, above equation can be written as P is equal to summation S of n del F into del F. We obtained this equation by substituting the continuous frequency by its discrete frequency part, that is the del F. For nth component, we can rewrite this equation as power in the nth component is equal to Pn is equal to S of n del F into F. If we want to calculate the power spectral density of the nth component, rewriting it S of n del F is equal to Pn upon del F. Now we know the relationship between Pn and the single spectral component. So representing it in terms of single spectral component, S of n del F is equal to mod of Cn square upon del F. We can also write it in terms of double-sided spectrum, as double-sided spectrum is twice of that of single-sided spectrum. So dn is equal to twice mod of Cn. We have a relationship between dn square, an square and bn square. So substituting the relation, we get equation number A. Now, since n is varying from minus infinity to infinity, therefore the power spectral density will be a double-sided spectrum as shown in figure 1.2. Now, in this figure 1b, we have considered noise to be periodic. We know that noise is never periodic signal. Thus, we withdraw this assumption by taking t tending to infinity. When we take t tending to infinity, del f tends to 0. With this condition, we can rewrite the actual noise signal of figure 1a as in the equation number 1, which we have recalled here, just substituting the limit del f tends to 0, we will get the noise representation of the signal as equation number 3. Similarly, for polar form, in the polar form, which we have recalling in equation number 2, substituting limit del f tends to 0. So we will get the polar representation of noise in frequency domain. So all this equation number 3 and 4 represents noise in frequency domain. And here point to be noted over here is that an, bn, dn, phi n do not remain fixed since noise signal is non-deterministic, and an and bn become random variable of noise signal. Since an and bn are random variable, so we can write an square and bn square as an bar square and bn bar square, which are the ensemble values of an square and bn square. Similarly, we can rewrite the equation for power spectral density of noise. So in the power spectral density equation, SF, we have to substitute limit del f tends to 0. So the equation becomes SF is equal to limits del f tends to 0, S of n del f. We know the values of S of n del f. We have recalled it in equation number A. So substituting the values, we will get the power spectral density of noise. So these are the equations of frequency domain representation of noise. The equation number 3 is the quadrature representation. Equation number 4 is the polar representation, and equation number 5 gives the power spectral density. So with this, we cover up this topic, frequency domain representation of noise. Thank you.